look, we get this all the time. Just let me look in the book, and I know exactly what to do.
And I should have known. So that's what I was thinking.
It's the 86, the Ben Affleck.
Well, at this point, I'm thinking like, man, I'd rather go with the hooker than a clown. So I'm like, yeah, because the management even looked at me when I said, the guy who is the manager, that's what caught his attention. He's all of a sudden just turned around like a dog who perked up and was like, huh? And he's like, she, I'm like, yeah. And they're like, so what are you? And he even looked at me like I was crazy. Like my priorities on the wrong place. He's like, so you're worried about your deposit at this point? And I was like, you know what? I'm just worried about you coming up there and just looking at what's going on. Please don't make me say anymore.
I think it's so funny that these guys are worried about the manager, like the deposit. I'm laughing at him, but that's the first thing he says. Not that he might have a corpse to deal with, but that he's going to have a cleaning bill.
Well, when they came up there, they brought hotel safety. It was the funniest trio of people I've ever seen. It was the hotel management, hotel safety.
Are you the 3 men I sent for?
Well, it was hotel management, hotel safety, and the janitor all together. And so I'm like,
no. I've seen. I can't remember which Three Stooges short that was, but I've seen that one before.
It was called the Ben Affleck.
So yeah, at this point they go in there and the guy's laying on the bed and everybody's concerned about that one spot on the carpet. Nobody wants to know if there's a dead body up here. Nobody wants to know if the guy's okay. Everybody just like, that's a pretty big red spot right there. And it's like. And meanwhile, my friend who's passed out, his first words. Here's the weird thing about going into a seizure like this, and I'm making jokes, and I really am glad the guy's alive and well, because that it is, even with me being like a witness to it after the fact, it is one of the most terrifying things you can see, man. When they bring out somebody and their eyes are still rolling back in their head, and that person's still kind of out of it. And there were two.
It's like watching Batman porn.
Not as good. But when they
roll in the back of your head.
Yeah, I did not seem to get as much of a hard on looking at that guy get his eyes rolling in the back of his head as watching Batman porn. But
you know what bothers me is that you said as much of a hard on.
Yeah, you know me, man. I get turned on by anything. But seriously though, this guy, when he came to, it was two things that he said. First of all, he said, "Where am I?" And they were like, "Dude, you just had a seizure." He did not have a clue at all what just happened. He just knew he was on the bed. His second words were, "Are we still going to Insane Clown Posse?" And everybody's like, "Are you out your fucking mind? You just had a seizure and you want to go to a place where there's fucking bright lights flashing all over the place and there's clowns dancing on stage? No, we're not going anywhere after this."
Well, to be fair, the whole reason he had the seizure was because he wanted to see that show so badly. I mean, kind of a shame that he had to go through the seizure and it causes him to miss the show.
Well, we're just thinking like, shit, if he was that excited to see them, what's going to happen when he gets there? Is his head just going to fucking explode? We're like, no.
I thought having a seizure was the point of going to an Insane Clown Posse show.
Right.
Well, not when I'm around. Yeah, and I'm just happy that I didn't go downstairs having to talk to management dressed up like a fucking crazy looking Ronald McDonald myself, because I like, this really would have been bad had I been trying to put on makeup. I'm down there looking like Bozo trying to say, "Hey, we have a medical emergency upstairs." So yeah, that was my fucking night. And everything was cool afterwards. We went out to eat and we just didn't go to the show.
So y'all didn't see the show?
No, in fact, the guy had bought me tickets and I ended up giving him $25 for the tickets that he bought because he was going to just give them to us. Because he's done this before. He's a friend of mine who just like buys tickets to shows all the time and invites me. And I'm just kind of like, all right, that's cool. But this night I apparently paid $25 to watch him go fucking into convulsions. So, yeah. But we went out afterwards and we had some dinner and, we just I couldn't just leave after that. So I stayed around long enough to make sure that he was cool and he was okay. And you know what? I want to be, I'm not going to say who the guy is, but the guy loves all of us. And I just want to say, we're joking around. He knew I was going to talk about this on a podcast. Had to. I mean, come on, I can't pass that up. But, seriously, the guy is a really cool guy. He's going to probably do all of us a big favor somewhere down the line. So I hope he ain't too pissed at me for telling this story, but I'm not even telling you who it is.
I got to be honest.
So you guys,
if I'd been there, I'd have gone to the show. I'd have propped his head up on a pillow and said, "You gonna be all right?" and give him a glass of lemonade. I'd have gone.
You guys didn't get to figure. You guys did not get to find out how fucking magnets work. That was the whole point of going to the show. Fucking magnets. How do they work? You were about to find out, but no, someone had to have a seizure.
Yeah, well,
I love that song.
Hey man, like I said, I after seeing what happened just with him getting ready, there's no fucking way I'm gonna be caught in the middle of a clown party with somebody like about to like swallow their tongue or whatever they do. We just said no, we're not being put in that position, and he was like really heartbroken too. He's like, man, I've been looking. Well, he's seen them like several times, so we're just kind of like, man, you've seen them before. It's no big loss. Stay here, sleep, and try not to fucking die. All right, and he was just like, but I really wanted you to see him. I'm just like, man, come on.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not about to like be a witness to a death over looking at some goddamn clowns throw soda all over everybody on stage. Come on, man. Are you serious? I mean, I'm going because of you. You know, if you're not going to go, I'm sure not going to go to a fucking Insane Clown Posse show by myself. So whatever. Yeah, that's what took me so long to get a hold of everybody last night, man.
Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, that was like one of the most frightening things I'd ever been through in my life. I was just like, holy shit. I've seen somebody die in front of me before. No kidding. I'm not gonna even tell you how, but I've seen it. Like somebody actually die, life leave their body right in front of me. I was like, I do not want to see that fucking again, especially with somebody wearing clown makeup and about to die. So yeah.
Nah, when I was a kid, I had a Chihuahua that had epilepsy.
That is
freaky.
Oh man, when I was a kid, my sister had a dog, dumb as shit. Dog thought he could catch anything that went fast. One night I let that dog out, and I feel bad because they told me like don't let Chester out in the front yard because Chester's pretty much stupid. And this fucking big van came by, seriously, and that dog heard the motor on that van, looked up, tried to run after it. I yelled out Chester. The next thing I saw was that dog like a boomerang going towards the curb. He was all stiff and spinning because it hit his head so fast. How his head did not explode, I don't know. Maybe they slowed down. I just know the dog was about to get hit, and I kind of covered my eyes until I heard "Arr!" And I looked, and when I opened my eyes, that dog was like he was like a flying saucer going towards the curb. We took that dog to the vet because he was still alive, and he seemed like he was okay, but every now and then that dog would just start shaking, and his head would just go back and go, and we were like, what the fuck is going on? He seemed like he's all right, and we got him to the vet, and they said his brain is swelling and it's causing him to have seizures, and they had to keep him up. And the dog fucking miraculously lived. He didn't chase no more fucking cars. No, he whenever he saw a car, he went the opposite way. Like, fuck that, I ain't doing that again. But yeah, he lived to a ripe old age too, man. Still dumb as hell, but he didn't chase cars anymore. So
no, but he sure did resist arrest a lot.
But no bum came out to catch him when he was going for that van. But anyway, as you can see, people, we never shortage of stories here with us. Always something crazy happening. I tell you about that. I'm not going to tell it here because I already told it on the call-in show. Maybe I should tell it real quick. Did I tell you what happened to Cyrus and I the other night? Did Cyrus tell you?
Oh, about the two young girls trying to hustle y'all for drinks?
Yeah. Yeah, you know me, man. I get fucking drunk and act crazy. I went for that guy in the group and put my arms around and told him, hey, man, your fucking chick owes me a drink. And it's a long story. I don't even want to get into it.
But the story starts with you really, really fucking drunk wearing a panda mask.
No.
No. Actually, Carlisle, this happened from before that.
Oh yeah, no, this was like on a Thursday night. Two girls.
Oh, this was not the pub crawl.
No, it was not the pub crawl. I'll tell it on something. I'll tell it on Let's Do This or something. We've already told enough stories because what I do want to say is thank everyone who came out to thank you to everyone who came out to the pub crawl. We had a good night. We started out with almost 40 people. By the end of the night, the groups had split off, and like one group went one way and another group went another way, and the group that was with me was still like 18 people, and most of them were like spill people I hadn't even seen before. So you
were wasted that night.
You know what? There was a bunch of us who were wasted that night.
Yeah, but he got so drunk he rode bitch on my scooter.
And I would never do that sober, so you know how drunk I got. People, I have to say, it was a lot more fun and a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And all night, I had on this fucking panda
you know what?
mask.
I get that a lot.
But that's what she said. But I put on this panda mask that like it was a ski mask with this scary looking panda face on it, and I was so drunk that I just wore it all night long. And I originally I got it so that people could like you know, I could be the center of attention when I told people like, hey, let's go to the next bar, and people could find me and see me when I'm yelling at them to go. But that thing just stayed on all fucking night, man. I mean,
you refused to take it off.
Oh man, I had so much fun that night, and I can't thank people enough for coming out. It was more of a success than I thought it would be. I was really scared when I saw the number of people who showed up. God damn it, Leon. what's going on with his phone, man? Damn, Leon, close some of those programs, man.
I know. It's working on 3 Photoshop files all at the same time.
Shit just gone. Yeah, okay. So you back on now?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where we were. I was just thanking people for coming out to the pub crawl. We got some more events coming up in a few months. I tell you, we're going to try and do something once a month. I can't guarantee every Spill crew member is going to be there, even though I know you love seeing all of us there. But we're going to try and get
you can say me.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm sorry.
We don't know if we can ever get Carlisle.
The Carlisle Spill pub crawl was a success. The fact that we got him to show up, that just counted for something.
Not only did I show up, I was the first motherfucker there.
Were you the first one there?
Damn.
I was the first one there. I showed up minutes before you did, and then you showed up, and then we waited forever for Leon, Cyrus, and the co-host to show up.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but once it got rolling. I mean,
Well, I was third.
Yeah, you were. No, I was amazed that all of you had made it out at some point. So, and some of the Leon guys came out, like Bo and Grant. Grant stuck with us. Grant was in my group all night long. Grant,
yeah.
By the end of the night, Grant was playing drunk ping pong.
Jason and Allison were there.
Jason and Allison were there, and who else stuck with? Oh yeah, with us we had Kat and Harris who were with our group at the end
that's right. Yeah, they got there early.
Yeah.
I was surprised looking for old Fungus Monkey.
Well, he got. Well, here's the thing about Fungus Monkey. He got drunk at home and never made it out the house.
Oh,
so
okay.
he started early. But yeah, people, I really, again, I can't thank you enough. It was more than I ever thought it would be, and we can't wait to do more. I told you next month. I don't know if we're going to do anything here in the States, but there's going to be something in London and in Croatia for New Year's, and we're going to be in London on January 8th.
I love how you say we.
Well, okay.
I know. What's this we, Kimo?
Like the site is somehow flying us out.
Oh, me and Nick. I'm actually going to spend some time with my cousin, and so while I'm there, of course, I'll go see the London Spill people. And Nick is going to be in Croatia. Croatia is really not that hard to get to from London. I know people think that this is like, oh man, what you doing, Globetrot? No, it's not that hard to get there, seriously. So I figured, like, hey, I know my way around Zagreb now because it's not that big of a city, so I can go see Nick and hang out there, and then we're going to make a trip back to London on January 8th. So New Year's Eve, Croatia, Zagreb, the capital actually, and January 8th we're going to be in London. But in February, and we might do something in America in January, but in February, and I want to open this for everybody, by the way. If anybody has anything they want to do, I don't want to have to just plan everything. If Carlisle, if you want to do something at the Alamo, that's fine. And Leon, I know you and I have been talking about doing this double feature for the martini and corn dog party. And
yes. I'm thrilled that you're making this happen because we have been talking about it for years, almost a decade.
And it's a place that's kind of small because I'm always thinking small, so I don't know, man. We might have to switch venues, but it's at a place that's kind of small. We're gonna see if we can fit people in there. If it doesn't happen that night, we'll just hang out with the people that we can and do it another night. So because I don't really know how this is gonna work out, but we're not gonna tell you the movies that we're doing this double feature for. You'll have to come out and see. Maybe I'll tell you close to the time that it happens. But in February, martinis and corn dogs for everybody. So
I'm looking forward to another pub crawl.
Well, I think and I don't want to do too many of them, even though somebody saw how big we were that night and said, look, if you want to do something regular and like, I don't know, just figure out what, maybe plan it more for such a crowd. If you do get it this big, we'll try to sponsor you in some kind of way.
Really? So like they would be saying like don't crawl, just come straight here. And
go to a couple.
Around.
Yeah, go to a location. You don't have to go all the way. Just come to a central location, and maybe between these bars we could sponsor something. So pub crawl is something you don't want to do every month. I'm thinking every other month. Maybe we can like do a pub crawl in close vicinity.
Next time we do that, I'm bringing bingo cards, and we're playing hipster bingo.
That sounds great to me. Yeah, we already had some people that said, man, I can't wait for you guys to do that again. I don't want to wear people out. Maybe every other month or every 2 months we'll see how it goes. So
did you guys talk to all the people that came? Because there was like a bunch of people who I saw who never came over to talk to me, and I never got a chance to talk to them. Or if I talked to them, I said 2 words, but I never knew who they were.
I talked to everybody.
as many as I really could,
I mean, there was this one black dude who was on his phone the whole time. I made fun of him because every time I looked at him, he was on his phone texting somebody. I was like, at some point, how about living your life instead of reporting on it?
I'm here, man. I got another beer. I'm sipping it now. I'm gonna take a piss. Nah, man. Let me tell you something. I want to thank you guys.